Welcome one and all to Bike Racing Without Mercy. 3 days of Yorkshire, Top Cat is on the ramp. He's about to set sail. Hey out TC.
2, 1, go!
There he goes. God bless TC and all who sail in him. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
And off we go. Stage 1, a 12.5 kilometre time trial on flat and grippy roads.
It's an auspicious start. The cleat has gone in.
Indeed, Paul, a masterclass in how not to use a ramp at the start of a TT. Paul Hamblett, Tony Cope and Phil Rich had all decided to take part in the 3 days of Yorkshire, so we shared a house together. And having arrived early and undertaken a TT course recce, we knew to invest a little bit more power in this first third, with the newly laid, still fresh with the stone chips, grippy to the max British tarmac, replete with a standard issue headwind. As you're going to see, this is a stage race school par excellence, mixing male and female and catering for all abilities, with 4 stages over 3 days and well-considered routes on beautiful terrain, in the main undulating, save for 3 tough climbs. And best of all, it's not overly competitive, with only this 12.5 kilometre time trial stage and a hill climb finish on stage 3 as the officially ranked segments. The rest are akin to an uplifting series of sportives with just 150 riders and pace lines to cater for all abilities, plus excellent support from Velo 29. So this is the perfect environment to test your fitness and refine your pacing, plus make some friends over multiple stages. I took Paul's advice to punch a little bit harder onto the small ups and sustain over the brow, and then coast a little bit earlier into the series of left-hand turns onto new roads, and then apply a firm acceleration once safely navigated. Emphasis on maintenance of speed. I found that the 6 big left-hand turns to enter a new road safely caused a lot of my speed to bleed, and in turn required the liberal application of power in order to rapidly regain my momentum. There was excellent marshalling with a big focus on safety. Kudos, Velo 29. Tony came in second overall with a time of 19:05. Paul came in third, myself sixth with a time of 19 minutes 58 seconds, and Phil Rich sixth. All of us with experience gleaned.
Well, definitely that was proper difficult. Certainly the first third into a headwind and on that really grippy stone chip road. I'm going to have to check the tyres to make sure nothing's been lodged in. But stayed super aero, kept the power up for that part, and then as we eased into kind of a more neutral wind and then a tailwind, I kind of eased off the power a little bit and investing a little bit more on the climbs. So happy with it overall, about 280 watts, 38.6 kmh. You know, that's about right for me, taking into consideration slowing down for a few of the corners, that kind of thing. This afternoon about 2 p.m. we got a 60 kilometre stage, not too much climbing. And then tomorrow is 100 kilometres with a mountaintop finish, a Yorkshire mountaintop finish. And then Monday we've got 160 kilometres, taking in a few of the more disgusting climbs in the region. So Tony, how do you find that, sir?
Grippy.
Grippy. Yeah, grippy. Grippy is indeed the word. That stone chip bit, proper difficult that was, wasn't it? And a headwind to boot, double bubble. How did you go in terms of the speed and the time?
I think it was 19 minutes, I'm not sure.
Wow.
It felt quick. So
I mean, you went like a bat out of hell down a ramp. Obviously I failed to clip in and do all my usual, all my party tricks were in play, failing to clip in twice, not getting clipped in at the beginning, forgetting to start the old Wahoo bolt, but there we go. But yeah, so you average speed about 40 kmh, I reckon?
I don't know, I'll have a look in a minute.
Yeah, proper quick. Nice one, so onwards to the 60 km stage.
Be good.
Now waiting for Mr. Phil Rich and Piglet, the Paul Hamblett, Sir Paul Hamblett of Piglet. Here he goes. And Phil, there we go. And this is Top Cat's Aero Canyon. A speed weapon, if ever I saw one. And look, even the wheels polished. Look at that chain and that group set, beautiful. Tony likes to keep his things pucker. Even the diamond cut alloy wheels on his car are always kept in immaculate condition. Phil and Laura, the dream team. So how did you find it, Phil?
I was quite pleased with the power. Wasn't very happy with the first minute when I got stuck behind a lorry.
Oh.
Lost a little bit there, which...
A lorry.
Not saying that Hamlet wouldn't have caught me anyway, but that certainly assisted. But
And how was the Madon?
it's all right, yeah, not bad.
Cutting through the air nicely.
Wasn't bad. I think the rider was the main air block. But
Did you enjoy the grippy bit? You know, with into the headwind with all the stone
I
shit.
invested more on there, and I think that paid off.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's 330 watts for the average.
Oh
so
my
that was,
word! Yeah,
You know,
big
that was
power.
okay.
Big power.
You know, cool. Yeah.
Someone more impressive than my 280. Here we go.
Different zones, different weights, different riders. You know.
Yeah.
On a road event like this, though, it's so much not about, you know, just getting the speed.
Keeping the
consistent
speed,
rather
yeah,
than
yeah. I was
power,
looking at the
isn't it,
speed
you
a
know?
lot.
Yeah, certainly spiking out of a couple of the corners just to get it back up again. But I enjoyed it. Like I say, nearly 20 years since I last been the number for a TT.
20 years since your last TT.
See the proper outdoor
So
one.
back in the game,
Yeah,
back in the game,
absolutely.
sir.
First
Nice
of many
one.
this year, hopefully.
Not happy with the TT, you want a bit of cross.
No.
Look at that, skin suit and everything on a 5 kilogram canyon. How do you find it, Paul?
Yeah, we had mechanical maintenance most of the way around.
What happened? What happened?
Oh, this, look.
Oh dear.
So, yeah, realigning things.
Things you can't legislate for, eh?
Riding with your legs akimbo so you don't crash into anything. That's spinning helps.
So you had the skin suit, but your bottle cost you. Your bottle carrier cost you. Thank you very much. Cheers. Stage 2, 60 kilometres. Here we come.
Day 1, stage
Thank
2
you.
in the afternoon. My kind of stage. Just 65 kilometres and 500 metres of elevation, setting the gas to full. Albeit, there was no official GC time for this stage, given the roads were not closed and Velo 29 was focused on riders' safety. Phil, Tony, Paul and I set off last and immediately constructed a pace line. But after about 25 kilometres, the penny dropped for me that Tony and Paul were simply going too fast. They are strong on a different level. So gracefully, Phil and I faded off the back and enjoyed the prospect of then meaningfully contributing to other pace lines. Once again, this was an excellent learning experience. I was able to experiment in the front of the pace line and recover in the wheels. Plus, I tried to keep the pedalling technique dialed in whilst hunkering down on the drops for aero gains.
Yeah, it looks a bit steep here, Phil. Alexa, select smallest gear. Well, not quite smallest.
I was also able to focus on sustaining momentum while riding with others. It's been a while since my last outdoor crit. And here, experimenting with a new camera, just before I managed to drop it first time out. Towards the end of the stage, we formed a big old group containing loads of lovely people. It was properly uplifting. An example of all that's best about the cycling community, pacelining around the beautiful Yorkshire countryside. We took no stops on this stage, we just kept the hammer down, and my power averaged 214 watts, 231 watts normalised, with average speed of 34.6 kilometres an hour, plus a lovely 50-50 left-right balance, the holy grail for me.
Well, here's a few of my pace line companions. I don't think any of us intended to go that hard, did we? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Quite poops at the end of that. It was a pretty fast old ride. What do you reckon, Sue? It's a nice little route that, wasn't it? Nice route. Beautiful Yorkshire.
Plus 20 was not the plan, was it?
No, it wasn't a plan. It definitely wasn't a plan, but it worked out alright in the end, say the A-team.
The train, you just can't get off it, can you?
No, when you're on the train, it's almost harder to stay on it. And naturally, I managed to drop my brand new camera and scratch the lens as well. Dear oh dear, what a space cadet I am. Time to fill my pockets. I have one of them. Those Frosties are nice. And I get those as a matter of course anyway.
You can get them, you're allowed.
Well, thank you. Could you get me a Frosties one, please? Well, thank you. You're a gent. Appreciate that. Hey up, Tony. You are way too strong for us. Way too strong, you and Paul. Oh, dear me. A top cat, a piglet, and a vegan having a little picnic there. Look at that. Civilised. This is civilised racing. This is civilised. What time do you reckon you came in at? No idea. Quicker than us though. Couple more of the Paceline partners, John, and what's your name?
Henry.
Henry.
Cheers to that.
John, proper strong, what's your name?
Yeah, Bethan.
Bethan, again, very, very strong, yeah. That was a little harder than I think we all intended, wasn't it? Yeah.
We were slowing down. We thought we'd just have a chiller.
Yeah, well, we came past and then you guys are on the front all of a sudden, taking the air, so we appreciated that. Thank you very much.
No, it's good.
Look at this, like a mirage in the desert. There we go, but it's not a mirage, it's for real. It's for real, look at this. What do I want? Purest orange or purest red? I'm going with purest red. There we go. Look at it, all that goodness. Cheers.
And I hope you'll agree, an incredible, friendly, social way to round off a perfect first day. Very much living the good life. And here is how Jane relaxes. I contrast this with how a top cat relaxes. Premium recovery right there. Look at that. I'm assured this gives all kinds of gains, power gains. Is that right, Tony?
Thank you.
Day 2, stage 3. 102 kilometres and 1,287 metres of elevation, with our focus on the timed hill climb finish, White Horse Bank. Not a trivial climb, measuring in at 1.4 kilometres, but with an average gradient of 11.5%. Another day to turn up the gas, save for Tony and Paul, whoever the gents, pared theirs back a little bit to stay with Phil and I, albeit here's a nice shot of Tony getting bored with the speed and coming through to push us on. That boy is 48 years old with the legs and lungs of a 30-year-old. Given the slower pace, Phil and I did a fair bit of the work at the front of our pace line. I loved coming past this old abbey, the epitome of decrepit chic. So enamoured was I that I nearly missed the right-hander. Another lovely rolling stage in God's own county, with friendly folk everywhere. It was a little bit damp at times, but generally dry and invigorating. And Phil, as ever, became stronger as the KMs ticked by. If the order of some of the route is wrong, I apologise. As you'll see in the next video, this is the calm before the storm. All did not go well for me on the Monday, and my brain, well, shall we say, it's not as sharp as it used to be, but hopefully is improving. Do take in the beautiful Yorkshire scenery, and don't be afraid to give this a bash next year if you like the look of it. It caters for all abilities, and as I say, is a super well organised and extraordinarily friendly event. Before the final ascent of White Horse Bank, I decided to stop for a moment with Top Cat in order to take on the role of his carrot, or indeed mouse, and encourage Tony to unleash his legs of nitroglycerine and overhaul me on the steep stuff. Jane and Laura were both on hand at the bottom of the climb, generous with encouragement and also to filming.
Hiya. Cheers. Thank you.
Here's Paul,
It's a flying piglet.
aka Sir Piglet of Hamlet, he
Come
of the
on.
sustained high power,
Looking very lightweight.
followed by the atomic scientist Phil of the Ridge, controlled and fast, science.
Go, go, go.
Then yours truly, my inevitable pain face. And here we have Tony Cope, aka Top Cat, he of the stupefying positive split. On every hill climb I've ever seen TC do, it's max effort out of the gate, accelerate and annihilate, then see how long he can hold on for. This isn't a climb for the beautiful vistas, but it was a closed road on the day and there was plenty to engage the mind, including variable gradients ranging from 2 to 3% all the way through 30%, some sharp corners, rough road surface in parts, and some very welcome support from the beautiful folk from Velo 29. And behold, the face of pain emerges. All in all, a very British affair, and given my low weight, I decided to go hard on the steep bits and recover a little bit on the lower gradients. Ride the climb. Paul and Phil had set off up the climb a few minutes before Tony and I, and throughout I was waiting for Top Cat to barrel past me, but unbeknownst to me, he spent a little bit longer at the bottom than anticipated, so no footage of him nuking me. It's really good to have a crack at something like this with 2 full days of riding under the belt, including 100 kilometres on the day. Knowing the difference in top end power between fresh legs and tired legs will hopefully help in the future for other multi-stage events, especially when the going gets tough. And just around the corner we have a little bit more support from the incredible Velo 2019, which also included a couple of motorcyclists that helped repair tyres and other problems. Massive thanks to you all, I hugely enjoyed the event. All in, this was a decent climb for me, giving my VO2 max a nice little airing. And a final drain of the doubly prime at the end, lunging for the line, followed by a little bit of cross his boss in order to turn the Velo around and capture Top Cat cresting the hill. Paul was P1 on the day with a time of just 6 minutes 27 seconds. Tony P3 with 6 minutes 56 seconds. Phil of the Rich was P4 at 7 minutes 13 seconds.
Go, Tony.
And me a whisker behind Phil in P5 with 7 minutes 14 seconds. I averaged 314 watts and 11.9 km/h.
How did you find it, Paul?
Well, it's all right. It was easier than yesterday.
Easy yesterday. How about you, Phil?
Yeah, I was pleased to get up it that day because it was quite an attritional day, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, sure was attritional. That climb at the end of 100 kilometres
Yeah.
was difficult. It wasn't trivial, was it? It wasn't trivial, Phil.
No, it was definitely nice to have a little support on the final corner. I needed that because it was,
Oh, yeah.
that was possibly the
Proper
steepest
steep.
little bit, that final corner.
And one in the middle as well.
Yeah, good though.
Were you happy with your performance, Tony? No, Top Cat's never happy with his performance. Everyone else would be delighted, delirious, ecstatic. So that's stage 3 in the bank.
I'll hook you up on Strava.
Stage 4 tomorrow, probably in the rain. Ooh. Now Paul and I are playing top trumps, left-right balance. Paul. Ooh, 50-50, but I'm not reading them weakness, sir. Because look at that, 50-50 left-right balance. Happy days. Phil's off down the thing to see, the climb to see Laura. Phil, the atomic scientist, off down to split an atom in York for lunch.
It's better than splitting in Paris.
Cheers, Phil. Appreciate the draft as ever. The draft is real with Phil.
Oh, you too.
The cat has shamed the piglet into actually cleaning his bike. But look at this.
First time ever.
This is a Rolls Royce job.
The full stage took 3 hours 13 minutes or 3 hours 26 minutes, allowing for a stop at the feed station and the little one pre the climb.
How are you all feeling ahead of stage 4? Perky?
Day 3, with jaded but still decent legs, we embarked on the toughest climbing stage. You'll see it in the next video. And it's fair to say it wasn't my best day on the bike. Right at the end of the final, an excellent non-competitive stage, I had to brake hard. I hit the front brake too hard as it turned out and went over my handlebars, taking a big impact on the road. I didn't hit a car or another cyclist. I was fortunate not to be injured even worse than you'll see in the next video, in no small part to the efforts of Tony, Phil, Chris Forster and Simon, who were riding with us at the time. Cheers, gents.